Hello everyone, and welcome to me finally making a new video, though this is more of an explanation of where I've been. At first, I just wanted to take a short break of maybe a week or two, because my final exams were coming up. But after I was done with my final exams, I had lost interest in the games that I played on the channel. Mainly Wings of Glory, which I have by now completely lost interest in and will most likely or most definitely not play again on the channel. So for those of you that only watch for that, I'm sorry. Furthermore, after I had sort of gotten back into wanting to start YouTube back up again, there was a 1 week vacation planned, and then after that, school started up again at a new school and with longer school days, so I also didn't really have time. But now everything has sort of settled back in, and I really want to start doing YouTube again because it is fun. I just needed something that I can really play that I really enjoy. They can just sit down, start a video, start a stream maybe, and just play and talk. That is what I wanted. But with Wings of Glory and overall with YouTube, it started becoming a chore for me. And that is what really made me lose interest. So, when I'm going to start the channel back up again, hopefully in a week or two, I'm going to not have any real full schedule, because with a schedule it's just gonna start becoming a chore again, a job, and I want it to be a hobby. But with the explanation and the excuses out of the way for where I've been, let's start with what is going to be on the channel now that Wings of Glory is not going to be on the channel anymore. I'm obviously going to continue with the Automation to BeamNG series. I do have the final episode of the first season recorded. I just need to re-record the end of it, change it up a bit, and then, edit and upload it, but I haven't really gotten to that, mostly because it's a chore. Okay, like the editing, doing all of that, the Automation to BeamNG series is the series that needs the most work to make it to what it is, even though it's not much compared to what other YouTubers can put out. It is still a lot of work for me. And seeing such low view numbers doesn't really make it feel worth all the effort that I put into making that series. Though I am going to continue with it, hopefully for a few more seasons. Perhaps even until the end, until I'm basically, I've done all of the season that I want to do from the start. Then, other stuff that I want to do. There is an MMO coming up called New World. It's made by Amazon, you might have heard of it. It's something that I'm planning on streaming on the channel, because that is something that I can just sit down at the weekend when I want to play the game, just start the stream, talk, and do some playing, do some farming, kill some bosses, who knows. So that is something I have planned for streams. Two more games would be, one of them is a tank building game. I'm guessing with most of my audience having watched Wings of Glory, I'm sure that there are some people who are really interested in history and in military vehicles, and so am I. So Sprocket, a relatively new tank building game that was made by one person, is it's a really cool game, and I really want to play it on the channel and build tanks and perhaps even stream that to have some input from you guys on ideas for the tanks. The last game that I'm thinking about playing is Jurassic World Evolution 2. Now, in the background of this video, you're going to see gameplay from a heavily modded version of Jurassic World Evolution 1. It's a game I personally really enjoy. Build a dinosaur park. Who doesn't want to do that if they're a big fan of dinosaurs and the Jurassic Park franchise? With Jurassic World Evolution 2 coming out, I do want to make a series on that where I just play through the campaign, and then perhaps if I some days not feel like playing New World or Sprocket, I might just start up that and stream myself building a sandbox park in that. But Jurassic World Evolution 2 is more of like a stopgap, a filler game that I will play in between other stuff when I feel like it. I'm again making the mistake of course, putting a bunch of different games in there that I want to play, but with Automation BeamNG, those are just episodes. I can make those during the week, in the evening. I can just do that, get that done, and edit that day by day, and then have it perhaps done. Though it's probably not gonna be one video per week for any of the series. New World will be will be one of the easier things to get done here on YouTube, because I can just stream it and be done with it. Sprocket will be the same, though I am thinking about just making some videos on that, because then I can insert some more stuff that I have planned for that for myself, which would be perhaps making, well, I'm going to make the tanks in Sprocket for a certain fictional nation that I've already come up with, and I'm sort of planning on making a War Thunder inspired tech tree for them. But if I do actually do that, is still up in the air, as there's a lot of work. The videos that will be upcoming is hopefully sooner or later the last video of the Automation to BeamNG series, and also, of course, as soon as New World releases, which is the 28th of September, which should be Tuesday in 2 weeks, and when that releases, I can start streaming that. That is the big plan for now. Sprocket will most likely be in between, or perhaps filler for the 1 weekend before New World releases. Now, as you might notice by what's probably going to be a lot of edits in the video and all of the pauses that I do between speaking, I've not really gotten back into the whole YouTube thing. I'm still a bit out of it. Not really, just have to get used again to talking into a mic and not having anyone to talk to, and just having to fill the conversation by myself. But with due time, everything will be back to what it was, with me just hopefully getting out 1 stream per week. Though I can make no promises on that, and I am not going to make any promises on that for my own sake, as I do not want this to become a chore. That is the big thing that I'm really wanting to prevent this time around, so that nothing bad happens and that I don't have to go on hiatus after hiatus just for week after week, because it just feels like a chore and I lose interest. So yeah. Anyways, this video was longer than I wanted it to be. I just wanted to give a short overview, but then, well, you know me, always talking way too much. But I hope that it explained everything about where I've been and how we're going to continue from now on. And with all that said and done, I will see you all again for an actual video, hopefully soon. See ya!